Kuneru nako kwese mumba munerudo muneru faro pose mumba munerudo runyararo ruze runonye mwerera kose kuva inwa yera mumba munerudo rudo mumba kuva inwa yera mumba munerudo.
All right. Woof. Guess what, guys? I've had more than 600 messages coming to my inbox. Where is the video? And I was telling guys, chill, the video is coming. The video is coming. Well, this is the video. Just watch. Just relax and watch. Follow each and every step that I'm going to say here. If that pertains you, probably you might be lucky. You might get a breakthrough. Right. So first of all, before I go any further, let me just make it very clear. This video is specifically for trades people, and when I say trades people, I'm talking about diesel mechanics. So be it heavy diesel mechanic, commercial vehicles, or light vehicle, you are still in this category. And also I'm talking to boiler makers, fitter internals, machinists, auto electricians, whether be it linesmen or be it transformer, servicing transformers, carpentry, plumbers, air refrigeration technicians, probably, and panel beaters. Yes. If for some reason your job has not been included in the list, I'm sorry, I don't have much information. I'm not very much of help to you. But yeah, if you belong to that family, the category that I've just mentioned, follow step by step, and then you probably might get one or two things. Well, first things first. Maybe for some, you might know who are you and where are you and what are you doing. Probably, yeah, it's good so that you know who is saying what, so that you might also want to know whether you want to trust the source of the information. Well, my name is Terry, and I am currently in New Zealand, and I want to put a disclaimer here. I am not a job employment agent, neither am I an immigration agent. No, I'm not that kind of a person. I'm just here to help my fellow countrymen, my fellow brethren, with information that might help you to relocate either to New Zealand, Canada, or Australia. So take that and put a very big note on that statement. Well, and the other issue is I've got so many people that came to my inbox asking me, how do I come to New Zealand? How my relatives, my friends, how do I do this? How do I navigate? Well, because my inbox right now is flooded. I can't. My phone has just been crashed. Because in the morning I woke up and I found there were 2,000 messages, and when I tried to open it, it just crashed. So, by the way, thank you guys for following my channel on Facebook. Thank you so much. And for those who are who have subscribed to this channel, Clarify, thank you so much. May God bless you. Keep watching, and also tell other friends to come and subscribe and watch, especially this video. Who knows? Someone might be helped. Someone might find themselves leaving Africa for something better, greener pastures. Right. So I was saying I need to tell you who I am and how did I come here. Probably you might get a motivation, or you might get one or two things from how I came here, and then from there I will go straight away onto the business of the day. So I used to work in Zimbabwe at a certain company. At this point, I won't mention that name, but I worked as a diesel mechanic. I was specializing in tractors. So, like probably most of you guys, you have got so much experience. You've got so many exposures to your specific work. You've got skills, you've got the relevant qualification, but you just don't know how to unlock. You just don't know where to plug in to get the link that can lend you a lifetime opportunity, a lifetime to change yourself. So this is what happened. It just started just as a simple conversation with my fellow churchmate. I gave him a lift, and then he asked me, "Oh, so what do you do for a living?" And I said, I'm a diesel mechanic." I said, "Oh, okay. And what are you still doing here in Zimbabwe?" I said, my friend, I've been trying to apply for ages, but no one not even a regret." And he said, "You know what? Let me give you these tips." And then he gave me the steps to follow, and these are the steps that I'm going to outline, so that one of you guys can get some help on how to relocate. And then immediately, it only took me, I think, 4 days to follow those steps, and I was my email was being bombarded with some invitations for interviews. Then I got the interview. That was in 2018, and then I got the job straight away. Just a week after posting, a week after applying, I got the job straight away. And then from there, I did the visa application processes, and then from there I just found myself coming to New Zealand. So I felt it's being very selfish to keep that information to myself, or to just tell just few people, when that kind of information can transform like a lot of people. So what I have done, I've created a WhatsApp group. But don't worry about that. You don't really need to join that WhatsApp group. But if you want, it's okay. I will still put in the comment section. I'll still put that channel, so that we normally post some. Actually, that's where real-time jobs are posted there. I've got some friends that work in New Zealand. If there's an advert and they need an overseas applicant, they just post it on that group channel. We are not an employment agent. No, we just post information that we find in our workplaces, that we find in the social media, in our social networks. We post it there so that it's convenient and it's specifically for tradespeople. All right, so let's go. Business of the day. So first things first, I applied for jobs, I think 4 years. From 2014, I was applying because I really wanted to relocate. And my target was Australia. Was applying, but not even a regret. Right, so here is why I wasn't even getting recognized. My CV. So my CV was not up to standard. So this is the first thing that you have to work on. Firstly, if you want to get a job, this is just in general. If you want to go to New Zealand, Australia, or Canada, what I'm talking about now is not specific to any country. It's just I'm just generalizing. So the first thing is to make sure you create a CV, and that CV is to sell, is to be outstanding. It has to sell yourself. Because I've realized that there are so many people with over 20 experience and with the over qualifications, with the relevant skills, but they don't express themselves in the CV. So here is what happens. For your own information, companies nowadays, they use AI for screening CVs. So when they fly out an advert, remember the advert is going viral, it's going on internet, which means there will be more than 100,000 applicants applying all over the whole world. And for you, as someone in Zimbabwe, or as someone in Zambia, South Africa, or anywhere in Africa, you have to stand out so that your CV can proceed. So this is what happens. It goes through a screening, automatic screening. So that is screening that happens. The computer has got certain keywords which it looks in your CV. If it doesn't see those keywords, even if you've got 20 years, 30 years experience, even if you've got a PhD, even if you are the best, we know very well that there are people out there who are very good at doing things, who are articulate, who are actually even better than myself. But you don't know how to sell yourself. You need to sell yourself. So how do you do that? I will put a link in the comment section, how to make an outstanding CV. I just got this from a government website, from New Zealand government website, which talks about careers, and it actually has got a CV template. It tells you the format. Basically, New Zealand CV format is more or less like the same for Australia and also Canada. So if you get it right, I tell you straight away. So the CV goes through the screening process, and then if the automatic function, if it passes that, it will go on next to the human element, where that's where they will actually do the reading. They will read your CV, and obviously you need to sell yourself. Don't overly, yes, use AI to create a CV, but don't overly use AI, because they are using AI to screen your CV. So AI will just definitely see that this is AI. You need to edit it so that there's a bit of some human interference in that CV. And then next, you need to create a cover letter. Create a cover letter. If you don't create a cover letter, I tell you, whatever job you are applying, just know that they won't even respond. So cover letter, don't create a generic cover letter or a general cover letter. No, a cover letter has to be specific for that specific job. Like for example, if a company is advertising for a diesel field service technician, make sure you write a cover letter specifically talking about field service technician, and make sure you highlight field service skills in that cover letter. Don't talk about workshop-based mechanics when they are talking about field service mechanics. All right. So I think there I'm done. You need to make a very good CV. I'll put a link on where and how to make NZ format TV, and also a cover letter with some samples. That website has got some samples where they can actually go through you how to do it. Well, once that is done, I rest assure you, if you go to the next step, you might get regrets, but obviously that's a good indication that your CV is now being being received. So today, probably because of space, I will specifically talk about migrating to New Zealand. If my space still allows me, I will talk about Australia, and then probably lastly Canada. But it doesn't look like my space will allow me to talk about Canada. But yeah, let's just talk about New Zealand. So New Zealand, guys, first of all, this information is for people who do not want to use employment agents, because obviously employment agents, they will tell you what I'm just going to tell you. If you want to go there, it's still fine. You can still go there. Some employment agents, they charge you some money, but just be sure, if an employment agent is charging you money, just know that probably that's a bogus. Most employment agents, they get their money, they get their commission from the employer if you get your job, and if you stay there probably for some time which they agree. All right. So this is what you do. First, you do your CV, you make your cover letter, and then maybe before that, make sure if you are a trade person, make sure you know, I'm talking about the hands, you know how to use your hands, you know how to do the job. There is no employment canvassing in New Zealand or in Australia where you ask your your friends or someone whom you know to testify. If you come here, if you don't perform, you find yourself out. You will see yourself out. So make sure you work on your experience. That's why when you are applying for a job, don't waste your time if your experience is less than 2 years. So just make sure, for starters, let me just say, to be safe, make sure you've got 3 years experience, work experience in your specific field. If you wanna try luck, you can try with 2 years, but from experience, Companies here, they really want someone who is experienced because they don't have time to teach you. They want someone who is spot on, someone who is already geared. If they give you a job, they just throw you straight away into the deep end. Whatever happens, it's up to you. Right, so experience first, and then you get your CV sorted, your cover letter, and then next step, once you do that, this is for New Zealand. Once you do that, you make sure if your job is licensed. So if I'm saying if it's a licensed job, we're talking about jobs that requires you to get registered to start practicing. Like for example, electrician, you need to get registered. So the first thing, you have experience, you do your CV, you cover letter. Then the next thing, you get your practice registered in New Zealand with a relevant board. So if an electrician, you choose the relevant electricians. They normally use the EWRB. You go to the website. You just go there and type EWRB. If you type, they will tell you the requirements, what to do to get registered, and the monies which you pay. And then once you get registered, then you now join the unlicensed other trades, like for example diesel mechanic, auto electricians, and the boiler makers, fitters. So it's so unfortunate. There are some licensed, there are some unlicensed. So for licensed, you need to register first, and then once you get that registration certificate, you move on to the next step. So the next step, you register. You register with authentic NZ New Zealand job websites. Which ones are these ones? What I'm going to do, because I know you might not get them, you might not get all of them as I'm speaking, but if you check in the comment section, I'll put the links to those specific job sites, the main ones. They are not limited to those ones. So the main one is SEEK. So SEEK is SEEK. So SEEK jobs. The second one is Trade Me jobs. Then the other one is New Kiwis. The other one is Jora. The other one is Indeed. The other one is Glassdoor. So all these links, they are not employment agents. They are just websites where you go there, you register, you upload your CV, you upload a cover letter, and then you search a specific job that you are after. Like for example, I will just go through you how to do it. For example, if you are a diesel mechanic, just like myself, if you open SEEK, you go to SEEK, then immediately, if it's your first time to open SEEK, it will ask you create a login. If you don't have a login credentials, it will ask you create an account. Then you have to create an account. When you create an account, make sure you upload your CV, and remember you need to upload NZ format. So you upload your CV, you also upload a cover letter. You can upload as many cover letters as possible, so that whatever job you are applying, you need to, it will give you the option, choose the CV that you want to use, then you click. It will also ask you to choose the cover letter that you want to put, and then you put it there. Right. So once you register, you get into the portal, Seek portal. Inside there, what you do, it will ask, describe what you are looking for. So on the description, right, let me put the record straight. In New Zealand, they are put in quotes, there are no sponsorship jobs in New Zealand. We'll talk about that when we're talking about Australia. In New Zealand, there are no sponsorship jobs. What am I saying? I'm saying in New Zealand, you sponsor yourself in terms of financial obligations. Whatever money that you are going to use to apply for the visa, to do your medicals, to do anything, to like your flights coming to New Zealand, you do it yourself. But in Australia, it's a bit different. Some companies, they may sponsor you, but I'll talk about it, what it means when they say sponsorship. So in New Zealand, what they do, you go there, describe what you look for, and then you write, like for example, I write diesel mechanic. It will ask you, enter the suburb or city or region. You click all of New Zealand, all New Zealand, all of New Zealand, so that you don't confine your search, you don't confine yourself to specific places. You choose. It will actually give you options, give you the jobs that are there. And for example, right now, I'll just show you straight away. Maybe you can't really see it, but I've just written heavy diesel mechanic, and I've just specified all of New Zealand, and these are the jobs that have come up. 2,300 jobs that have actually showed up for current 2,300 currently open jobs in New Zealand. So what does it mean? It means they are looking for people. They are probably looking for someone like you. So why do you have to worry, or why taking long? Just quickly get your CV in order, get your paperwork sorted, and then you go on those jobs, and then you go one by one, reading the requirements. You realize some of them, and I want to be very clear there, some of them, they specify that you need to have New Zealand work rights to apply for this job. It's fine, just apply, because you know what, these people, they are looking for people who are already in New Zealand, and they're probably looking for people who are already working somewhere else. So because of that, they tend to spend like a lot of time advertising, and at some point they won't even find those people, and because they received your CV, they end up getting in touch with you, and who knows, you might get a job. So, and the other thing, even if they give you a regret, please don't despair. don't lose hope. I've got a friend of mine, I think he got regrets almost every job that he was applying for 1 year. But it only took him just 1 day. He got a response. They just said, we saw your CV and we are able to get into interviews. And then you go interview straight away. And for your own information, interviews this side, they are not very much technical. It's just a conversation between people who know each other. They really would want to know how you interact and how you get along. And you definitely get a job. Once they are convinced that your CV is telling what they are looking for, interview is just an icing on the cake. Well, so I think I spoke about the CV, cover letter, and I also spoke about going on those websites that have got jobs. Because the companies here, most of the companies, they don't post jobs on the social media, or they don't post it on their website. Mostly they post it on these big employment websites that I've just spoken. So if you go to the comment section, make sure you have registered, and please don't get tired. Each and every day, each and every moment you get a chance, apply, keep applying, and then in that you never know, you might land yourself a very good opportunity. Don't lose hope. Right. So the other issue that I really wanted to address is and this is just a bonus to you guys. I didn't talk about the qualification and registration, and I didn't even talk about the English test. Why? Right, this is New Zealand. New Zealand, for you to get a job, you don't necessarily need all those things. But here is the icing. Because remember, I said there are so many people all over the world applying for the same job. So for you to be outstanding, you need to be pro. You need to be ahead of the system. So what do you need to do? You need to register. You need to evaluate your qualifications with the relevant bodies here in New Zealand. So the board that does that is NZQA, New Zealand Qualification Authority. And if you go on their website, if you just type NZQA, you just go on international overseas assessments. So if you go there, you click on the relevant trade that you are, and then the rest, it will actually tell you what to do. For your own information, like I told you, New Zealand jobs, they are not sponsored. All those processes, you need to part ways with your money. And right now, I'm not too sure out of my head how much it is to evaluate your qualifications. But last time it was around 700 or 800 US dollars to get your qualification. When I say qualification, I mean the certificate that you got from college. If you are in apprentice trained, and together with your apprenticeship certificate, they evaluate it so that it will be equated to level 4 New Zealand qualification. So, but just bear in mind, you can still get a job. You can still get a New Zealand visa without those qualifications, registrations, and without English test. But like I said, it will be it will be an advantage, especially for other employers, if you've got those things. Like, for example, I know for people who would want, diesel mechanics who would want to work as vehicle inspectors, companies like VTNZ, they actually want someone who has done English test and who has done the NZQA. So, like I said, it's good to have those things at hand. And also, that actually, and you have to put them on your CV, that I have got NZQA level 4. Those things, they make you outstanding. When they are picking CV, they quickly identify you. Okay, so I'm just checking on my checklist here if there's any other thing related to New Zealand. So the other thing, maybe just a rep, like a take home. So if you want to come to New Zealand, first, as a tradesperson, make sure you have at least 3 years working experience in your field. The experience I'm talking about is post qualification. Don't count apprenticeship period as experience. No, we are counting from the day that you qualified. Right. So, secondly, after that, you make sure you get your CV NZ format. NZ format, what do I mean? If you go to the link, it will tell you how to write a CV that is recognized in New Zealand. Make sure your CV is selling your skills and your experience. I've got people with so much experience, but they don't know how to sell themselves. And after you do that, you go to the websites, the employment, they're not employment agents, but they are the websites where you find jobs. And then from there, you can register yourself, you upload your CV, you start applying. Don't lose hope. Even if you get regrets, it's okay. Right. So these are some of the companies that well, maybe I think I need to talk about this. No wonder why I spoke about some companies. They say we need someone with rights to work in New Zealand. The reason why is because in New Zealand, immigration, all right. I will make another disclaimer again. I don't have, I'm not an immigration advisor, and I don't have immigration license to advise you on any visa requirements or immigration issues. But companies, they are required by law, where if they are employing overseas, they are required to register with the immigration. So for them to get that registration, it's very expensive to them. So that's why they opt to try to find someone locally who is already in New Zealand. But for the other big companies who are sick and tired of trying to look for people when they can't find them, they go to immigration, they get registered, and they get accredited. So these companies, they are called accredited work employers. So that when you are looking for a job, it's actually better, instead of you just throwing your CV, it's best you try to identify those accredited employers. For example, I can give you an example of those companies. We have a company called Fondera. Fondera is accredited. Fulton Hogan Downer. We've got also Oceania. We've got Silver Fence. These are not the only companies which are accredited. There are heaps, many companies. But if you go on the immigration website and click accredited employers NZ, it will give you that list of those companies. But like I told you, please don't restrict yourself. Just apply. God will do the rest. I'm just being told here by my my recording assistant here that my SD card is running out of space. I should have spoke about how to do it. We're relocating to Australia, but probably maybe it's another discussion for another time. But just rest assured, this information that I've posted is not for sale. Don't come to my inbox and say, I've got some money, or I want to. No. This, I want to put it on record. This is not for sale. I'm just trying to help my brothers and sisters relocate and come to New Zealand. If you didn't get or if you really have maybe a burning specific question regarding what I've just spoke about or those jobs, please let's engage on the Facebook, or you can even come to my messenger and ask me. But I hope I have tried to address some of the questions which the people have been coming to my inbox and asking. Then the other issue before I go is, besides those jobs that I've just mentioned at the start of the video, I don't have much information about any other job, including healthcare assistants, truck driving, nursing, accounting, or let me just say office jobs. I am very sorry, my brothers and sisters. I am of very much little help in that field, but I can only assist with trade jobs. Watch out for another video that is coming, specifically how to relocate to Australia. Thank you.